Audio Jungle.
Gunmen posing as cops kill 2 in St. Mary. 2 men are dead after gunmen posing as police officers entered the premises and opened fire in Freehill, St. Mary early Sunday morning. The deceased have been identified as 26-year-old Barrington Clark and 48-year-old firefighter Gary Samuels, both of the same address. Reports indicate that around 1:30 a.m., Clark and his common-law spouse were at home when they heard gunshots coming from the downstairs their 2-story house. It is further reported that shortly after, individuals knocked on their door, identified themselves as police officers, and instructed them to open the door. The men allegedly forced the door open, asked for someone named TK, and upon receiving no response, opened fire, hitting Clark. Clark's partner was instructed to run, and the men then fled in a waiting motor vehicle, according to the police. She then sought assistance from Samuels, who lived in a lower section of the house, but reportedly found him lying face down with gunshot wounds. Clark was taken to Portmore Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival, while Samuels was pronounced dead at the scene. Christopher Brown to represent PNP in South East St. Mary. Christopher Brown has been confirmed as the People's National Party candidate for South East St. Mary in the general election, which is constitutionally due September 2025. Mr. Brown replaces Lauren Ferguson. The PNP says Mr. Brown is an established corporate leader and long-time advocate for community development who brings a wealth of experience to the role. With over 23 years of experience across Jamaica and the Caribbean, Mr. Brown has held leadership roles in both the private and public sectors. He is a former chairman of Caymanas Truck Limited and has served in the various senior advisor capacity within government ministries. JLP's Dr. Norman Dunn is a Member of Parliament for South East St. Mary. Ministry of Education intervenes at Portland School, where boy was assaulted by schoolmate. The Ministry of Education has asserted that the required intervention is being provided at the Portland-based school, where a 12-year-old boy was seen physically assaulting another boy on the compound of the institution. The boy was charged on Wednesday with assault occasioning bodily harm. He is to be brought before the Children's Court. According to Anna K. Mangus Watson, National Coordinator for Health and Family Life Education in the Ministry of Education and Youth, the ministry has launched an investigation into the incident. The initial report suggests that the assault stemmed from a game the boys have been playing, she disclosed Friday. In the 47-second video clip, which has been making the rounds on social media, the 12-year-old was seen shoving, pushing, and kicking the other boy. Mrs. Magnus Watson added that the school, which was at the site of a physical assault, will have to review its safety and security policy to ensure students are supervised at all times. Councillor wants building bridges forgiven, new rules crafted. Convinced that development is being stiffed because of unnecessary rules, civil engineer and counsel for the Mount Salem Division in St. James, Kerry Thomas, wants new guidelines put in place for housing developments across the parish and slate wiped clean of existing bridges. People are going to want to develop, and you can't stop people from being ambitious. We have to be able to bridge the gap to facilitate development, but at the same time, not put in place ridiculous stringent rules, stated Thomas. He pointed to Cornell Court in his division, where violations range from buildings that are too close to the road to some structures being dangerously close to power lines as owners expand upward. Thomas, who was elected on the People's National Party ticket, acknowledged that the existing breaches have occurred for years under successive administrations. His view is that any breach which poses an immediate danger should be corrected, but others should be forgiven. There are things within the remit of the parish council, because you don't necessarily want to go and tell a man who spent all of his life saving to build a house where we allow him to build to take it down because it's in breach. So ultimately, we're going to accept it, Thomas told reporters. There are so many breaches that I would recommend that for the communities like those at this stage, they are so far gone. We look at the overall covenant that governs the place, so it creates relief for the people and at least make it seem like it is in order. The council's proposal is that existing breaches should be analyzed and used to shape new covenants which would be enforced going forward. Among the changes that he anticipates based on how many units are already in breach is the limited space on the number of stories allowed on each lot. He said the authorities who craft the rules of development for Cornwall courts and similar communities did not envision what they would become. The typical approach is to slowly expand as much as the land space allows and to also go upwards, creating impressive structures that are a far cry for the original unit. In many cases, no approval is sought from the local authority. Our builders do more than what is approved. Thomas pointed out that the existing situation has implications for financial transactions and estate planning because a property that is in breach cannot be sold or used as collateral for a loan. Now, the typical approach is to ask the municipal corporation for a waiver of the breach, but that can be a lengthy and costly process. The elected official anticipate that there will soon be an increased number of applications as homeowners in older communities, such as Connell Court and Catherine Hall in Montego Bay, pass on property to their heirs. If the rules are redefined as he suggested, Thomas foresees a significant reduction in the time it now takes to process applications to waiver breaches. It would be a similar letter to the parish council or to the relevant body to say, this is a new covenant. Now you have to apply and go through a whole process. With new covenant, you've shortened the period for doing such things from about a year and a month, he estimated. Municipal and central government authorities have long waged a large unsuccessful war against individuals and enterprises that disobey the rules of orderly development. Thomas believed that the key to success is community engagement through citizens associations and homeowners group. There are many communities where the association has to sign off on whatever expansion is taking place before the parish council approves, he noted. Administrations may change. The people who live in and out of the house don't really change that much. Once they organize themselves properly and utilize the legal positions that they have, then they will make a difference and be the watchdog for their communities, irrespective of administration. Government commits to significant long-term investments in road infrastructure. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness said the government will be making significant long-term investments in improving Jamaica's road infrastructure. It is going to be a 20-year journey for us to get all our roads into the conditions where we can drive in comfort on all of them. Going forward, the government is making the commitment with the budgetary allocations from our positive economic performance to build new roads, improve those roads and maintain them. For the first time, we are in a position that we can project to be able to do this, he disclosed. Dr. Holness noted that Jamaica's stable economic performance has been pivotal in facilitating investments in the island's critical infrastructures. Key among those are developments slated to be carried out under the $40 billion Share Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to Our Road Network Spark program. Holness pointed out that for many years, we did not make the investment to keep the maintenance of our roads. In fact, we weren't even getting a full registry of all our roads. So when we announced the Spark program, we also did a full register of our roads. We have over 21,000, almost 25,000 kilometers of roadways that puts us in the top 10% of the countries in terms of roads per square mile. So we have very high road density, which means that the cost of maintaining and repairing roads would be significant, he pointed out. Dr. Holness said with stable revenues and a long-term projected investment path, business operators can feel confident in the investments they make. The fundamentals of the economy are strong, and from the strong fundamentals of the economy, we are taking the dividends of that, and we're doing some fantastic thing, he added. Dr. Holness said the country's improved economic structure is critical to facilitating these investments and emphasized the importance of the diaspora role in growing the economy. The economy is still at a rudimentary level. There needs to be another step that Jamaica has to make. We have dealt with the fiscal element of the economy, meaning how we manage the resources that get taxed and how we spend it, the fiscal affairs. The next step where you, the diaspora, come in now is how we grow and expand the economy, he noted. Dr. Holness pointed out that we have a really solid economy now that is generating revenues, and the important thing is that these revenues are stable. Why stability is so important is because if you have stable revenues, you can make long-term capital plans and long-term investment plans. I know that with the economy as it is, we can make long-term investment in roads or health or education or security with stable revenues, he underscored. Remember, to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.